And as a New York representative, to hear the representative belittle, to try to diminish the worst terrorist attack on United States soil on September 11, 2001, as some people did something.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
That is unacceptable as well. And I hold the same standard for this side of the aisle that I do the other, because when another colleague on my side said something about 9/11, I also voted to have her removed from the Education Committee because I thought that was inappropriate.
That is unacceptable. Nicole Malliotakis doesn't hold back. She goes straight on the attack, calling out Ilhan Omar over past statements that have stirred serious controversy on Capitol Hill. And honestly, in Washington, that's the kind of line that doesn't just land, it echoes. And as one commentator put it, if words were receipts, this hearing would need a refund policy. All right, so here's what's going on in simple terms.
The gentlewoman from New York is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've heard from my colleagues the reasons why the Representative Omar should be removed from this committee, but I feel like all the reasons have not just yet been stated, which is why I rise to add for the record. We've heard about the comments that were made regarding anti-Semitism and anti-Israeli views, but I rise to add to the record that as a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I've sat there and heard the representative actually spew anti-American rhetoric as well. I've been in that committee room where the representative equates Israel and the United States to Hamas and the Taliban. Absolutely unacceptable for a member of that committee. I've also heard the representative equate that it is the United States' fault that there is turmoil in Venezuela. That is not because of the oppressive socialist and communism that has spread throughout Central and South America and Venezuela at the hands of the Maduro and Hugo Chavez regimes. That is unacceptable. And as a New York representative, to hear the representative belittle, to try to diminish the worst terrorist attack on United States soil on September 11, 2001, as some people did something.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
That is unacceptable as well. And I hold the same standard for this side of the aisle that I do the other, because when another colleague on my side said something about 9/11, I also voted to have her removed from the Education Committee because I thought that was inappropriate. So I'm being consistent here, and I hope my colleagues will do the same to show that this is about consistency and accountability, because we should not have an individual with those views on the committee that is tasked with representing our country and our Congress to foreign nations. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back.
During a House session, Malliotakis raised concerns about Omar's statements Omar has made in the past, especially ones tied to foreign policy, U.S. actions abroad, and some historical issues that always hit a nerve in American politics. And the bigger picture here is her role on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. That's not just any committee. That's the one dealing with diplomacy, global conflicts, alliances, everything about how the U.S. interacts with the world. So, naturally, the real question underneath all of this is pretty straightforward. Does what a lawmaker has said in the past affect how effectively they can represent the United States on the global stage? And depending on who you ask, you'll get completely different answers. Now, let's break down Malliotakis' argument. She's basically saying some of Omar's past comments cross a line in tone and interpretation, especially when it comes to how the U.S. and its allies are described in international conflicts. But here's where it gets more layered. In the United States, free speech is protected. Members of Congress can criticize the government, challenge foreign policy, and say things that spark debate. That's not a loophole. That's the whole point of the system. But, and this is the part people often debate, Serving on a major committee like Foreign Affairs isn't just about what you're allowed to say, it's also about perception. How do those words land internationally? Do they strengthen diplomacy or complicate it? And that tension is really at the center of this entire argument.